y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is MissThompson, and in today's video I'll be sharing my 2025 fall nail polish rack. Y'all, this was so hard to narrow down to my faves because I'm a summer baby, but I love fall nail polishes the most. I have like 50 polishes on the rack in front of me. I have some on the wall behind me, but I'm going to show you the ones that are actually on my rack because those are the ones that I truly intend to try and wear. So I have a lot of jewel tones, a lot of vampy reds, a lot of deep blues, mustard yellows, you know, the really traditional stuff, and a couple of non-traditional things that you wouldn't expect to see on a fall nail polish rack. I also have some Old Faithfuls, some brand newbies, some untrieds. What I tried to do on this year's rack is wear things that I haven't pulled for in previous years. And that was kind of hard. So I do have two that you've probably seen before. Well, a combo that you've probably seen before, you probably already know what it is. And then one other polish. And the rest of them, I don't believe I pulled for fall in previous years. So I'll show you bottle shots. I have them on swatch wheels. And if I have photos of me wearing them, then I'll insert those as well. And if you hear any noise in the background, my husband is on the phone in the other room. I tried to close the door to try to muffle him, but yeah, can't really stop that. So like I said, I have about 50 nail polishes to show y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna start with showing you guys my swatch wheels. These typically come clear from Amazon, but I don't like the way that they make polish look. So I always spray paint them, and I spray paint the back side of them because they tend to look better. They make the swatches that I'm doing look a lot better. What I used to do is paint my clear swatch wheels with this visible line blur polish that I got from Cupcake Polish. But when I started running out of that, I came up with the idea of why don't I just paint these things? So I paint them with Rust-Oleum spray paint. I'll link it down below what I use, but it just makes the swatch wheel look a lot more natural when I'm applying polish to it because I want to know what the polish really looks like as if I were to apply it to my nails. And so painting the back side of these makes it really look natural. And if you decide to do this, be sure to paint the back, not the front, because spray paint will make your nail polish curdle and bubble up. Also, I had the ingenious idea of trying to record this at 5 in the morning on a day I didn't feel good, thinking I was saving myself some time, so please excuse my voice. Okay, so my first fall fave comes from MJ Lacquer and it's called Gracious, and it comes from her 2021 collection, I believe. It's an off-white acrylic with brown and caramel glitters and gold shimmer and gold metallic flakes. I was going through my collection trying to find a good white acrylic to wear in the fall time, and this is the only one I have. But this one right here I have swatched in 3 coats on the nail wheel, and I think I've only worn this one time, and I wore it as an accent nail, and I wore it in 3 coats on the accent nail as well. Alright, so here's a combo that I pull out every single year, y'all. I'm gonna keep pulling this until one of them dries up or runs out, and I really think it's gonna be this. But this combo is between Wet n Wild Mega Last Wet Cement and Floss Keys to the Mansion. I have worn this so many years, y'all probably sick and tired of seeing it, but I just can't stop wearing it. Wet Cement is like this grayish brown taupey neutral, and then Floss Keys to the Mansion is just a rose gold topper. And I have had to add thinner to this a couple of times to kind of stretch it and make it last a little longer. So I know eventually this is going to run out. So here it is on the swatch wheel. Oh, I just love it so much, y'all. I've worn this matte, I've worn it glossy, but I think my favorite way to wear this is actually matte. I guess because I can really see the contrast better between that taupey brown and that rose gold glitter. I love this combination so much. As long as those two polishes still have polish in the bottle, I'm gonna wear this one every single fall. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and show you the couple of neutral like palette cleansers that I have on my fall rack this year. This one is from Chanel and it's called Bleached Mauve, and it's just a warm rosy nude. It dries down a little bit darker and caramely than it looks in the bottle here. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats and a glossy top coat. This is just warm and simple enough that I'll wear it as a neutral in any season, and it just felt like it belonged on this rack this season, so I added it as one of my palette cleansers. The next one is from Sinful Colors from their Naughty Nudes collection of the spring of 2019, I believe. and it's called Nakey, and it's just a soft caramely coppery nude. You see that little bit of shimmer in there? So here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats. See what I mean? That's just a perfect nude for the fall. And I've also added a couple of toppers to my rack. This first one is from Penelope Loose and it's called Cherry Blossom. And this one is a clear base topper with red to pink to gold iridescent micro flakes and micro hollow glitters. I pulled this one just to give any of those cream polishes just a bit of twinkle, you know what I mean? I can also wear this one in 2 coats on its own. It's coming off really cool toned in the bottle here on camera, but in person the pink and the gold together make this feel a lot more warm. Here it is on the swatch wheel right here in 2 coats. Yeah, it's showing up really pink here on camera, but you really do see a lot more of the gold in person. And this next one is from Pop Polish. I got this in 2020 from HHC. It's called Wakanda Forever, and this is a multi-chrome flaky explosion, y'all. Like, you see that? So if I had to describe this, I think it would be like a super intense mix of flakies that shift from red to green to gold and copper, a little bit of orange and bronze. So here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats here and 3 coats here. I originally meant to put this on in 1 coat and 2 coats because I wanted to show you guys what it looked like in one, but you can probably tell how it builds up. I plan on wearing this one in Skittle Mayonnaise on its own as a topper. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why I've never pulled this for the fall before because it's perfection. The color mix of flakies in here just screams fall. Alright, so now we're on to our mustard yellows, because what is a fall nail polish rack without mustard yellow, right? So this first one is from Garden Path Lacquer, and this one is called Golden Hour in the Garden. I got this in the PVE swag bag this year, and I almost destashed this, and I thought to myself, wait, let me swatch that first because I might actually like it. It's described as a warm, rich yellow with orange aurora shimmer and gold scattered hollow. Ugh, y'all, let me show you on the swatch wheel. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I was gonna get rid of that. It's just gloriously gorgeous. I can see myself wearing this in like a full mani. And I know a lot of people don't really do that with mustards in the fall. They kind of wear them more as accents, but shame on me for wanting to destash this because it's just lovely. This next one is one you've also seen before on my fall racks in the past. This one is from my brand that I actually never released, and it's called Symone polish, and this one is just a mustard with like a pearlescent luster. It will forever be a fall fave. I don't remember the recipe for it, so I have to really covet this bottle. But it's basically a 1-coater at this point. And I never named it either, and I don't know why. But yeah, I have it on my list every year, and I will keep wearing it until it's gone. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats with a half applied glossy top coat. You can kind of tell here a little bit that it's gotten a little bit darker. But when I swatched these side by side, I decided that I could wear 2 coats of my polish with 1 coat of the Garden Path Lacquer over the top of it. Oh my gosh, that would be so beautiful. So I may try that. The next one is not technically a mustard, but it looked good with them on the swatch wheel. It's from Cirque Colors and it's called Hidden Hue. And this is from a collab that they did with Brittany. I think her Instagram is Brushed by B. This is one of her collab polishes that she did with Cirque, and it's called Hidden Hue. And it's described as an orange amber with a silver and gold metallic pigment. It looks completely warm and golden yellow. But when you use the magnet on it, you can really see that ambery gold in there. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. You know, when you swatch magnetics on a swatch wheel, it does not work very well. There's really good pictures on the Cirque website showing off the magnetic capabilities of this polish, and I've worn this once. And I can't remember if I took photos of it, but if I did, I'll make sure to put them on the screen. But see how these yellowy golds look so great together? As a matter of fact, it probably would be really pretty to wear all 3 of these together, like a mustardy yellowy gold skittle. I may have to try that. This next one is leaning more towards the olives and pruglies on my rack for this year. And this one is from Essie Expressie and it's called Taxi Hopping. And this is kind of like a mustard yellow with a bit of green in it. This is the one that came with the crooked brush. Y'all remember these? Remember the crooked brush? I still think that's really crazy, but it actually kind of works, you know? Here it is in 2 coats on the swatch wheel. Is that not just the most beautiful baby poopy pruggly olive you've ever seen? I think it's great for the fall, especially when you wear it with maybe something darker, more moody, and a skittle. That one would be great. Moving on, this is from Sally Hansen Insta Dry, and this one is called Later Alligator, and it's like a khaki green. I guess you could describe it as a khaki green, but this one is basically a 1-coater. Most Sally Hansen Insta Dries are basically 1-coaters. I have it on the swatch wheel here in 2 coats with a glossy top coat because I feel like it just looks better in 2 coats. But if you just need something quick and out the door, 1 coat of this, you really don't even need a top coat because it's actually decently shiny enough to get away with that. This next one is from Bee's Knees Lacquer and it's called Knightmare. Oh my gosh, y'all, this polish. It's described as a murky forest green with a glowy red to gold shimmer and a tiny scattering of light reflective glitter. I just got this one in PPU of August. This is so pretty, y'all, and I feel like it's gonna look better with my nails a little bit shorter because I have grown them out a little bit, but I think this will look really good on super short nails. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats, and honestly, I could care less about the reflective glitter in this. It's just a sprinkling of it anyway. But this is so glowy and beautiful. This one would actually be very pretty with this one together. And I almost didn't buy this. I'm so glad I did. See that glow in it? Ah. Anything with red to gold to coppery shimmer in the fall, it's gonna get me every time. My next fall fave is from Night Owl Lacquer and it's called Spicy. I just got this one in April of this year and it's a dark green filled with a glowy fuchsia to pink to gold to green shifting shimmer. This one is another one that I've never worn but only swatched, but oh wow. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats and that fuchsia to pink is really taking over. And I added this one to my fall rack strictly to wear to the Wicked Part 2 premiere in November. This is going to be the polish I wear to the movie theater because it's got a bit of Glinda and Elphaba in it. I also have a couple of gray polishes on my list. This first one is from Ethereal and this one is called What's Your Favorite Scary Movie? And it's a deep purplish gray tinted base packed to the rim with hollow microflakes and also red to gold shifting shimmer. Can you believe that this is a 1-coater? Like with all of that hollow and all of that shimmer in this base, this polish is a 1-coater, y'all. But I personally never wear any polish in 1 coat. It always just feels better with 2. So here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats, and you probably would be better if you have this one wearing this one with 2 coats of top coat. It just looks better. It dries down really satiny, and for some reason some of the little microflakes kind of stick up a bit, so I didn't want to use glitter smoother because it wasn't that bad. So just 2 coats of top coat on this one and it's perfect. But you can see the gold and then the warm violet and copper to bronze. When I pull Halloween polishes, this one is going to be added to that rack as well. The next one is from MTK and it's called There's a Coffee in That Nebula. I think the original one of this came out in 2018 and then it came up for rewind in 2020, which is when I bought it. And it was originally a thermal, but it has since died. In the cold state, it was blue, and in the warm state, it was like a latte brown. And it also has this warm pink to gold to copper shifting chameleon shimmer in it. And I think it was also coffee scented. But it died in this beautiful, deep, cool tone charcoal gray. And see the twinkling of the shimmers in there? Oh my gosh. It just looks like I'm looking up at the skyline. And to think I never wore this polish. I bought it and put it on the shelf and never touched it again. So I never got to actually see the thermal shifts. I don't really care for thermals anyway, so I'm surprised I even bought this. I think when I bought it because it was marketed to smell like coffee. And honestly, I can't even say I ever remember it smelling like coffee. But I just love how deep and dark and mysterious it looks, so I added it to my rack. This next one is from Cracked Polish and it's called Jewel of the Ball. Oh my gosh, if y'all knew what I went through in my mind when I couldn't get this polish originally back in January. I just swore myself off nail polish because I couldn't get this. I don't know if it was because it was the introduction of Cracked Polish and it was my return to the nail polish community. But anyway, I ended up getting it when it came back in the rewind month. And it's described as an antique green base with teal and purple chameleon magnetic pigment. This is definitely a showstopper, especially in the velvet style, because if I didn't say, it's a magnetic. Here it is on the swatch wheel in, I believe, 3 coats. I love it in both magnetic styles, cat eye and velvet, but I love it most in velvet, and you know it's not going to really work well on a swatch wheel. And when I pulled it to put on my fall rack, I thought this really looks like a winter polish, but I was so excited to finally have it and wear it that I don't want to wait till winter. So it's probably going to be on my winter rack as well, but I'm definitely going to try to wear it in the fall. This next one is another Sally Hansen and it's called Gray Area, and this came out in 2011, I think, y'all. It might have been $2, maybe. But do you know that some online markets are selling this for like 20, 25 bucks? That's crazy. It doesn't make any sense because all of these polishes are so dupeable. But anyway, this is kind of a cool purple toned gray. At this point, it's basically a 1-coater as well, but I will definitely be wearing it in 2. See how deep and dark that is? It doesn't look like fall either, but when you put it with the right polish, it definitely will feel like fall. Like if I were to wear this with the MJ lacquer, it would totally feel like fall. So it's all about your insight and how you see things and how you choose to put polishes together. And actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, that's a nice combo, don't you think? So now we're getting into more like the bluish green kind of teal family, and then we'll get more into a little bit of actual blue. This one is from Noodles nail polish and it's called Straight Outta Salem, and it's a medium dusty teal crilly with orange to green iridescent glitters, orange and black and silver glitters, and orange microflakes. It kind of would benefit from a little bit of thinner at this point because this came out in 2020 and it's really thick and textury. I mean, the thinner won't help the texture, but if and when I wear this again, I will have to add a little bit of thinner because I just wore this last Saturday and it was very thick and goopy. Like, I didn't even want to take photos of it. But you see how beautiful that is? Such a gorgeous mix. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. You see how goopy and messy that looks? I haven't added thinner to it yet, so before the next time I wear it, I'm definitely gonna have to. This next one is from Julep. Do you guys remember this brand? I just destashed like 30 of these, but this one is the only one I kept. It kind of just stood out, I guess because I was destashing when it was close to the fall time. This one kind of stuck out to me, so I don't have the name of it, but it's like a dark smoky gray with maybe a hint of green in it. So pretty. I don't know what happened to this brand. You guys will have to tell me in the comments. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. It's basically a one coater at this point, I'm sure, because it's probably about 12 years old. I just thought it was really pretty and it would go so well with a lot of the polishes that I've pulled for my fall rack this year. Next I have this polish from Victorian Varnish and it's called Quick Before You Know Who Gets in Here, and it has a turquoise jelly base with teal micro hollow and aurora hollow flakes. This came out in the summer of last year, I think, but I just got it this summer and I bought it on a whim and I ended up loving it. And again, totally not a traditional fall color. Here it is in 3 coats with glitter smoother and a top coat, and it does feel a bit summery, but I think it's a really good transition color. This next one is from the brand Goddess Lacquer, and I think this this is from like 2021, y'all. And it's called Flake You, and it's a medium blue base with gold and copper and red flakes in it. Again, perfect fall flaky mix. And I think this is another one of those brands that's no longer around, and I have no idea why, but this is a very pretty fall polish. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats with a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. Yeah, that blue base with that flaky mix is just good, y'all. It looks really deep and dark here, and I kind of toggled with myself to whether I wanted to see it in 2 coats or not, but I think 3 really built up the flakes to where I liked them better. So if I get to this polish, I'll probably wear it in 3 coats. This next one is from Cirque, and it's called Red Sprite, and it's a deep turquoise with a cherry red magnetic pigment and a tiny bit of silver reflective glitter. So I've worn this one once, and I didn't take any photos of it because I did not like how it looked on me. Even though it's gorgeous in this bottle, I didn't care for how it looked, but I'm going to give it another chance. So here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats. I wore it in the velvet style when I did wear it, so I think what I'll do is try a couple of nails in the cat eye and a couple unmagnetized, just to try to play with it and see which way I actually like it, because when I've seen it on other people, it's really beautiful. I think the cat eye is probably going to be the way that I like it, because I feel like it will look like a warm galaxy sky with a nebula right in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So we're not going to count it out just yet. We're going to give it another try. Alright, this next one is from Orly, and it's called Midnight Oasis, and it's a deep smoky teal cream. So dark and mysterious. I really love this polish. I have a lot of Orlys that I love, and I know there's like issues with this brand in the nail polish community. You can go read up for yourself. I've been reading a lot, but I have decided that if I spent my money on it, I'm going to use it. I may not spend any money in the future if I do my own research and read and find out that a brand did something that I don't like, but if I currently have something and I like it, I'll wear it until I don't want it anymore. Let me show you guys this one on the swatch wheel. Perfect 2-coat teal. It's coming off really, really blue on camera here, but it's leaning more towards green a little bit, just not a whole lot, but just a little bit more green in person. Next I have a polish from China Glaze. This one is called Sample Sizing Me Up, and it's just a warm toned dusty blue cream, and it's practically a 1-coater for me at this point as well. And I pulled this one to wear with another polish here on my fall rack. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats, I believe. And I think I put it in 3 coats because it was just a little bit patchy on the 2nd coat. So I wanted it to kind of level itself out a little bit better in the 3rd coat. But I pulled this one to wear with this goddess lacquer. I think that would be such a pretty combination of polishes for the fall. I should have put them next to each other on the swatch wheel so you could see what I'm talking about. But I think this one and this one together would be a really pretty combination. And getting into a little bit of deeper, darker blues, this one is from H&M, and it's called Indigo Ink. And I thought this one would be really good if I wore it with the topper, the Wakanda Forever topper. This one, I think if I topped this cream with a coat of this Wakanda Forever, that would be really nice. Alright, and this last blue is from Sinful Colors, from the same Naughty Nudes collection as the first one I showed you at the beginning. This one is called Scintillating, and it's a deep purpley brown with a beautiful teal shimmer that completely takes over. And if I didn't say earlier, this Naughty Nudes collection came out in the spring of 2019. I actually did like a show and tell video of these. See what I mean about that beautiful teal shimmer just completely taking over? Like, you can hardly see the base color, and I love that about this polish. And I had really forgotten about it. Y'all, when I went through all of my polishes one by one, it just made me find so many polishes that I used to love and forgot that I had, and this was one of them. Alright, so this next one is from OPI, and it's called Jinx, and it's from their Liquid Sand collection from 2013. And it's an orangey red with a gold shimmer, and for this to be so old, it's held up really well, y'all, especially for being a textured polish. Even when I do wear this, I would wear it with 2 coats and a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat, probably 2 coats of glossy top coat. But I pulled this to wear with some of the blues that I have on my fall rack this year. Here's what it looks like in 2 coats with just 1 coat of top coat. I didn't bother putting a glitter smoother on the swatch wheel because I don't want to waste it, but it could definitely benefit from a coat of glitter smoother unless you're one that likes texture. And I plan on wearing this one as well with the blues. See that? This is that H&M blue that I just showed you guys. That would be so good together, and I was inspired by the way I decorated my patio for this fall. If I can remember, I'll put a picture of how my patio decor looks. It really inspired me to wear blue and orange together this year. So yeah, that's why I pulled this. And originally I was going to pull KB Shimmer Here for the Booze, but I think I pulled that one in the past for fall racks, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. But if I don't end up liking how these look together, I'll end up just wearing the KB Shimmer one. But I think these will be really nice together. Alright, so on to the pinks and kind of rosy mauves color. I know this one is a really bright pink, but let me tell you why I pulled it. So this is OPI. Let me tell you about this color. This came from their fall 2018 collection. It's kind of a warm, bubblegummy pink cream, and it was released in a fall collection. So I'm going to wear it in the fall. And I plan on wearing it with a polish that I'm going to show you here in a little bit, but let me show you this on the swatch wheel. Yeah, nothing special about it, right? It's just a basic bubblegum pink cream, right? But I plan on wearing this with like some chocolate browns. I saw this blog post about perfect polishes to wear in the fall, and one of the girls in the post had on pink and chocolate brown, and I thought, wow, I could pull that off. So I pulled this pink, and I'll show you what brown that I pulled to wear with it in just a second. And then I also pulled this Sally Hansen. It's called Pomegranitude, and it's a deep reddish berry with warm undertones. It's very subtle, the gold shimmer in here. It's kind of champagne-y silver instead of gold, but this is that formula that they created that had argan oil in it. I don't know how nourishing it actually is because I've never actually worn it for more than like a day or two, any of the polishes from this line. But here's how it looks in 2 coats, and I just think this is so subtle. It goes good in the fall. And then I have this BCB lacquers, and it's called Blooming Orchid, and the name is very spring, but this color is very fall. BCB describes this as a bright mailback curly. It's coming off really deep on camera here, but it's a lot more warm and dusty in the bottle. It dries down to the same finish that you guys can see in the bottle. Like, it dried down a lot deeper. But I just think this polish is just beautiful enough to wear with warm oranges or some of these fall glitter mixes. And also, being that BCB described it as a bright mailback curly, like anything wine related in the fall or year round, I'm here for it. And then I pulled Essie's Stop, Drop, and Shop. This came from the fall of 2018, and it's basically a mulberry cream. It tends to lean more towards like brown plummy tones in person. If I compare this to Angora Cardi, which is normally the one I pull, the Angora Cardi is more brown and plummy. This one is just a little bit brighter. Hang on, I'll get it and I'll show you real quick. Here they are. See how Angora Cardi is more brown and dusty plummy, and the Stop, Drop, and Shop is just a little bit brighter. That's why I pulled this one. I always pull this one in the fall. It has such a cult following, especially in the fall time. I always pull it. So I figured I would do something different. So I pulled this one, and I just like the bright tone of it because everything in the fall time doesn't have to be brown and dried up and dead looking, you know? So brights don't hurt anybody. And I really like how this looks. So let me show you on the swatch wheel. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. Yep, I think I made the right choice. Alright, so next up we have this polish from LA Colors, and it's called Fierce. And it's just a warm red cream, y'all. It's the one that I'm wearing in this video. I've actually had it on for maybe 2 days. And it still looks really good. People really hate on LA Colors, I guess because really inexpensive drugstore, like dollar store brands like this don't have good quality, but sometimes they do, and this one is a really good one. And I always pull for OPI red creams every season. This is me trying to do something different. It was in my collection, it's in my stash. It has a really great formula, so why not wear it? Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. It really could almost be a 1 coater, but like I said, 2 always just looks better. This next one is from Pie Colors, and it's called B&B 202, and I immediately spotted this one at PBE and knew that I wanted it. And Pie Colors describes this as a candy apple red with a shimmery metallic like finish. I think this is more like a rusty red, but either way it's basically a 1 coater. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats, and see how warm and rusty that is? You can't tell me that's not a perfect fall shade. The next one is from Bluebird Lacquer, and it's called Red Crested Briegel, and it's a really dark warm red with hollow and looks like some really shifty micro flakies. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. You can't really see the hollow in there. It's just kind of a little bit twinkly. I think this is still going to be really pretty regardless. I don't know if I've ever even worn this, but we're going to try it this season. This beauty right here is from Limby Designs, and it's called It's a Fall Nomenon. I saw somebody swatch this. It might have been Dodie's Digits, and I knew when I got to PBE and got to this booth, this was going to be the first thing I grabbed. And it does not disappoint. It's so beautiful, y'all. So it's a warm, rich red with copper to red to gold to green shimmer in it. It's just so warm and beautiful. I currently have this on my toes. I've worn it once on my actual nails. The name of it is just perfect. It is a fall nomenon. See how warm and pretty that is? Oh my gosh. And on my toes, y'all, when I take this off, I'm probably going to put it right back on my toes. It's just got that perfect fall glow, and every time I look down at my toes, it just makes me happy. This next one is from Cuticula, and it's called Complicated, and it's described as a black jelly base with pink to green to gold shifting iridescent flakes and a sprinkle of hollow flakes and galaxy glitters. I bought this from a D-stash and couldn't wait to wear it this fall. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats, I believe. I cannot believe that I ended up with this polish. When I first saw it listed on the D-stash, I was like, oh, that's gonna be perfect to wear in the fall time. And I haven't actually worn it yet since I just recently got it a couple of months ago, but like the shift from those flakies and the little sprinkling of hollow, y'all. I've never been one to love a overly packed amount of flakies in a polish, but I guess in the fall time, if it's a fall mix of shifting flakes, I make an exception. This is just gorgeous. Alright, this next one is from Glisten and Glow, and it's called Vodka and Cinnamon Gum, and it's from her Hunting Wives inspired collection that is currently on pre-order right now, I believe. I've done a review of this collection, I just haven't posted it yet, but this one is a cranberry base with pink to orange to red shifting shimmer and a red hollow micro glitter and hollow flakes. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and this one and a couple of others from this collection are one of my favorites. I've actually worn this one twice already, I believe. That's how much I love it, because the collection hasn't even been released yet. So this next one leads us into more of my deeper, darker, like mulberry reddish creams, and this one is from OPI, and it's called Mrs. O'Leary's Barbecue. It's kind of reminiscent of barbecue sauce, so the name is perfect. And y'all, when I went through all of my polishes, I think I had 3 bottles of this. It was either this one or Lincoln Park After Dark. One of them I had 3 bottles. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and yeah, not much to say about it. It's perfect for fall. This next one I also got from a D-stash. This one is called Situationship from Cracked Polish, and it's a super dark kind of blacked out burgundy with some red shifty like shimmer in there. You can kind of see it on the corners of the bottle, but hold on, I'll show you. Here it is in 2 coats with a half applied glossy top coat, but you don't see any shifts on the actual nail. It's just basically a blacked out burgundy, and I kind of like that, especially to add to like a Halloween polish rack. So I may end up saving this for October as a Halloween polish. This next one is another one from Victorian Varnish, and it's called I Know What I'm Doing. And it's described as a bright purple base with intense red to orange to copper aurora shimmer and hollow dust flakies. This was love at first swipe for me, y'all. The orange to copper aurora shimmer just makes it feel so warm and inviting, but still bright at the same time, because like I said, every fall polish doesn't have to be brown and orange and dead and dusty looking, you know? So I think this one is perfect to wear for this season. Alright, so this next one is from Monarch Lacquer, and it's called Listen to the Mustn'ts. And it's a dark kind of violety raspberry jelly with iridescent fiery flakes and mini black flakes. We'll see. We'll see if I actually wear this one. I'm still on the fence about this one. This one is kind of on probation. Here it is on the swatch wheel in, I believe, 3 coats and a glossy top coat. And you can see those big chunky flakes in it. There's such a contrast to that base. That's why I say we'll see. I know it's just perfect for those of you that really love big chunky flakes like that, but sometimes I'm not into them. Like I said earlier, some polishes this fall I make an exception for, but we'll see if I actually want to wear this one. This one is another from Bee's Knees Lacquer. There's the name of it, and it's described as a red plum jelly base with green to blue shifting sibling UP and gold reflective glitter. I got this one from a D-stash as well, and I absolutely love it in the bottle, but don't we always? Let me show you what it looks like on the swatch wheel. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats, and I really wish that I could see more of the gold, even though it's reflective glitter. I really wish I could see it more, because that would amp this polish up a little bit better. I think if I get around to wearing this one, I would have to apply it in really super thin coats, because that base is so deep and dark. I think it just kind of overtakes all the ingredients in it. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so this next one is from Kathleen & Co. and it's called Andromeda. And I just got this one from PVE. I couldn't find anything about this collection anywhere. I think it was part of some kind of magnetic quad. I couldn't really find any information on it, but it is a kind of multi-chromy warm coppery gold magnetic pigment with silver and purple reflective glitter. It looks like silver and purple reflective, maybe more purple than silver reflective, but I just thought this was so pretty when I walked up to her booth. And here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. See how warm and pretty that is? I don't even think I would want to wear this one with any type of magnet pull. I just like how it looks just like this. And next I have Oily Kaleidoscope. This one is a rosy, bronzy, coppery gold multi-chrome shimmer. It's very unique for a mainstream back in 2017. This is another that I had several bottles of when I did my D-stash, so I got rid of 2 and I kept 1. I don't know why I bought this 3 times, but I did. And here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. Yeah, this is just beautiful. All of these colors are so pretty, y'all. I've really been missing out in my collection because a lot of these have just been sitting on the shelf just waiting on me to pull them. I wish I could see more of the warm and coppery gold from this one, but it's showing more of the purpley rosy color, and that's just fine as well. It's still really beautiful. And next I have this polish from Lurid Lacquer called A Fox in Spring Court. Y'all really love this polish, and when I realized I had it, I was like, oh, well, let me pull it and wear it. So this one is kind of a brick red base with green to blue aurora shimmer and bronze reflective glitter. It's so shifty, y'all. I thought it would be a flop. I thought it was just something that everyone else loved and I wouldn't like it, but I really do like this polish a lot. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats, I think, but it's so much more shifty in person, y'all. I get to see all of the blue and the green, even hints of purple. I cannot wait to wear this one. Next one is this polish from MJ Lacquer called Autumn, and I think I've mentioned this one in previous videos, maybe when I used to swatch for her, but this one is a burnt orange with gold metallic microflakes, UCC flakes, and gold to copper shimmer. It's like a quintessential fall mix. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 3 coats, I believe, with a glossy top coat. I love that the background is more bronze and the gold just kind of stands out on the top. That's so magical in the fall time. And even though this one is just full of flakes, it's not too much for me. Like, I think I've said in a previous video that I like when flakes are like kind of the same color as the base and not so much contrast. This is what I mean. The gold and the bronze and the copper together are just really beautiful. It feels subtle to me. It may not to y'all, but it feels really subtly beautiful to me. Not so in your face. This next one is from Picture Polish and is simply named Amber, and it's a golden brown with a linear hollow and silver hollow microflakes. This looks like a bottle of cinnamon, nutmeg, and hollow glitter to me. See how it's so full of hollow, but it still feels understated? That's my kind of polish right there. And next I have another oily, y'all. I'm wearing my oily polishes. I mean, I bought them, so I'm wearing them. This one is called Canyon Clay, and it's a warm brown cream, kind of a light colored chocolate cream. I pulled this one to wear with that pink that I showed y'all, and even some of the teals. These are gonna be so pretty together. I just know it. Here's what it's looking like on the swatch wheel. See how warm and cozy that feels? And I think that's 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And here's another chocolate one. Let me show you which one that is. It is People of Color Brown Sugar Babe. This one will be so perfect with that warm pink, because this is like a chocolate bar melted down into a nail polish bottle. And it's this one on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. It has such a great formula, y'all. All of these People of Color polishes have a really good formulation. And last but certainly not least, we have Colores de Carol Trapped in Time. I just received this one from Polish Pickup. It is a blackened orange base packed with hollow flakes and a fiery orange to gold to green magnetic pigment. I've worn this one already because I couldn't wait. This was in the package that got lost and PPU replaced my order. I couldn't wait to get this one on my nails. It's inspired by the amber with the mosquito in it from Jurassic Park. Here it is on the swatch wheel in 2 coats. I tried to do the velvet style on the swatch wheel so you could see just how beautiful it is. But I do have a photo of me wearing this one, and I'll make sure I put it on the screen. Yeah, it wouldn't be right if I hadn't bought this polish. When I saw this polish being offered during Polish Pickup last month, I instantly thought of fall. And when it got lost in the mail, my heart sank. So thank you to PPU for replacing it, because I feel like I'll pull this one in the fall every year until I get sick of it, I guess. Alright, so here's all the polishes that I pulled for the fall, and I think it's a really good color story for this season. I think I picked some really good polishes that will go well together when I mix and match them. Yeah, I think it's a lot of them, like 50 of them, but I think I could get around to wearing several of them, especially being that I've already worn a lot of them. Even though it's not officially fall yet, I just felt like I was ready to turn down the brights a tad bit and move more towards fall. I have some really good transitional shades in here, but I have some really good, like, deep down into the fall season, some really good polishes to wear at that time. Alright, y'all, so that's my 2025 fall nail polish rack. The color story of them is really, really good. Once I looked at them on the swatch wheel, when I got them all swatched up, I thought, yeah, this is a good variety, a good amount, enough for me to get through until it's time for like the holiday season, Christmas time. But I'm also gonna pull a separate smaller rack just for Halloween polishes, like for spooky month and even spooky week. I'm gonna pull a different rack for those. A couple of these may show up again on that spooky month rack, but yeah, I plan on pulling separate polishes specifically for Halloween. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it was inspiring, motivates you to pull your polish and wear it. I'm gonna make sure that I try to link or list them all in the description box below. One of you called me out for that in the comments of one of my other videos. So I'm gonna do my best to try to list them all and link the ones that are still available. So yeah, that's it. I'm excited to continue wearing these. As you can see, I've already worn so many of them. I'm really excited about the polishes I have on my rack this year. All right then, I'm gonna quit rambling. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.